Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be my winter capsule wardrobe evaluation. I've done this at the end of most of my capsule wardrobe seasons. I've now been doing my capsule wardrobe for an entire year, so this feels like a little bit of a milestone for me. So if you are interested in checking out kind of my capsule wardrobe journey, then I'll have a few videos listed in the description box down below for you to check out. I feel like over the last year I've definitely cut down on the amount of clothing that I've bought, and the pieces that I do buy are a lot better thought through. And I'm at the stage now where every single clothing item that I buy has to be perfect. I have to know that it's going to work well with a lot of different things. And if I can't see it fitting into my wardrobe, it doesn't really matter how much I love it, I just won't buy it. And that's something that was really difficult for me a year ago before I started my capsule wardrobe. And even into the first couple of capsule wardrobes that I did, I was buying items that I loved, but then they either weren't practical for the types of clothes that I like to wear, or they just didn't go with my other clothes that I already had. So today I'm going to be showing you some of my most worn items from this season, as well as some of my least worn items. This is a section that I like to include every time I do this evaluation, just because it helps me to be even more mindful for my future purchases. I try and identify the reason I didn't wear a particular item very much, and then I can make sure that I avoid buying items that have that aspect to them in the future. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the items that I wore the most. So one of the items that I wore more than anything else in my capsule wardrobe this winter was this coat here. This is from Forever New. It's navy blue, which is one of my favorite colors that I wear all the time. My favorite thing about this is that it has the fur on the inside. So this is probably the warmest piece of clothing that I own. So this pretty much just became my everyday winter coat. I do have another winter coat, but it doesn't have the fur on the inside and it also doesn't have a hood. So this was the one that I wore the most. I actually also use this to kind of replace my raincoat as well, because my raincoat is not warm at all. This one, although it's not waterproof, it does kind of block the rain, and at least it keeps me warm at the same time. So the only thing that I didn't like about this coat was that it had a fake fur trim around the hood, but that was removable, so I just took it off as soon as I brought it home. And even the fur lining is actually removable. It's got buttons all along the edge so you can take it off, which means that I can turn it into a spring jacket as well. So once the weather starts getting a little bit better, I'll probably just take the fur out and continue to wear this. This is definitely one of the best purchases I've ever made. This was pretty expensive. I think it was about $150, but I can definitely see myself bringing this back out for next winter, as well as still wearing it in spring and autumn as well, just without the fur. My other most worn item this winter was my Whistles black leggings. I don't have them here to show you because they're in the wash, because I just wear them so much. I pretty much wore them 5 days a week, every single day that I was going to work, because they seriously just go with absolutely everything, and I'm not allowed to wear jeans to work. So leggings was like my comfy version of jeans. The only downside to the leggings for me is that they don't have pockets, but in winter that's not a problem because I'm always wearing a winter coat and I always have pockets in those. These leggings were perfect for me because they're high-waisted, super comfortable, stretchy material obviously, and the material was thick enough that they actually did keep me warm. So that was another purchase that I actually made earlier this year, so I haven't had them for that long, but I've definitely already got my money's worth out of them, and I'm for sure going to be wearing them into spring, and then they're definitely coming back out next year as well. So now in terms of the items that I got the least wear out of, the first one that I'm going to show you is going to be a bit of a surprise, because this is another pair of black leggings. These ones were from ASOS and I just didn't wear them at all. I think I wore them a few times in autumn, but I don't think I wore them a single time in winter. They just didn't work for me, and the reason was the waistband was just way too tight. Like, they fit me really well other than the waistband. I'm normally a size 8. These are an 8 and they fit perfectly everywhere else. They were really super comfortable, but the waistband is like it's for a size 4. It's like it's 2 sizes too small. It honestly felt like I was wearing a waist trainer when I wore these, because they sucked me in so much, but like not in a good way. Like, they'd suck me in exactly where the waistband was, but then it would look like, you know, fat was spilling out from over top of them and underneath, and that's disgusting. Like, I don't even have a big stomach, but it looked like I was really fat when I wore these. So unfortunately, I really did not get the use out of these that I expected to, but at least now I know why. Like, I can't get something with a waistband that is that tight. And I did know that the waistband was going to be tight when I bought them. That was kind of the reason that I bought them, because I was worried that if the waistband wasn't tight enough that the leggings would just slip down. I know now that they don't do that. Well, they don't do it on my Whistles ones anyway, so I think it's just a matter of buying good quality leggings or buying them in a store where I can try them on myself so that I can check that they are going to stay up. Anyway, I'm going to learn from my mistakes and hopefully it's not one that I'll make again. The other item that I don't think I wore at all this winter was this black and white striped skirt. I do really like this and I feel like this is the perfect winter skirt. It's like woolen, and I don't really know why I didn't wear it. I thought I was going to wear it in the weekends because obviously it's a little bit short to wear to work, but when it came to the weekends I just never grabbed it. I think it might be because none of my winter jumpers really go with this, so I'm gonna have a think about what I can wear this with that I already own, because I definitely do like the skirt, but if it's not going to work with any of my other items, then there's not a lot of point in keeping it. If you've watched my previous evaluation videos, then you'll know that this is the point in the video where I normally talk about the items that I'm getting rid of, but I'm not going to be talking about those today because I'm going to have a separate video coming up very soon where I go through all of my clothing items and declutter them. I have done a couple of declutter videos on my channel in the past, and I feel like it's just a really useful thing to do once or twice a year, because as my style evolves or as I realize which pieces aren't working for me, it's really good to get those out of your wardrobe just so that they're not taking up space, because honestly there is absolutely no reason in owning items that you're not going to use and you're not going to wear. So if you don't love it, if you're not wearing it, just get rid of it. And I know that I have a few items in my wardrobe like that either don't quite fit me anymore, or they're not my style anymore, or they're just not working with the other items that I own. So rather than making it just a little section at the end of this video, which would mean I'm only going through my winter capsule items, I want to go through every single item that I own from like all seasons, because if I only ever go through my capsule items, those are meant to be the items that I love anyway, so it would mean that there's a bunch of items sitting in my drawers that just never get looked at. So by doing it this way, I'm just making sure that I've gone through every single piece of clothing that I own. So that video will be coming up very soon, as well as a spring haul. I know I said I've been cutting down my shopping, and I definitely have. Every single item that I've picked up for spring has been really well thought out, but I definitely felt like I needed a couple of these items, or they're ones that I definitely know I'm going to get a lot of use out of. So I'm very excited to be sharing both of those videos with you very soon. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure you do so that you don't miss out on those videos coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!